What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 119. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by the Dress Fear Master, the Dominant himself, Bryant,
Live from the Bulwark.
and we got the fanboy himself, Phaneckswhy.
What's up?
And today is an exciting episode because finally, the Switch 2 was revealed. No more talking about leaks. I'm just kidding. We're going to be talking about more leaks and rumors and speculations on today's episode. Basically, it's a whole episode about the Switch 2. And I just realized that my vertical stream is on the wrong scene. I apologize for that, all you vertical YouTube users. But before we dive into everything, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch if you're also on Twitch. And if not, go to each other's platforms and hit that subscribe and follow button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And let's go ahead and start off with what we've been playing. I'm actually going to start it off this time because I went back and started playing Mario Odyssey again. And previously, when we were talking about Astrobot, I said Mario Odyssey was better than Astrobot, right? But in my head, I was like, yeah, it's just barely better. After replaying Mario Odyssey, no, I'm not trying to disrespect Astrobot because I really enjoyed Astrobot. It was fun. But there is no way. Astrobot or Mario Odyssey?
Astrobot.
I haven't. I'm still.
Yeah, then you can't say that yet.
I can still say it. I can still say it because the level design.
Finished Mario Odyssey.
In Odyssey is just so much better. Like, I'm playing this and I'm like, the movement, I love the movement, the capabilities of the hat thing. Even though my first time around, I wasn't a big fan of throwing a hat and being able to use their powers, but
Cappy.
Going back to it, it's pretty Cappy. I keep saying hat thing. Cappy, using getting the powers and stuff like that, or not even getting the powers, but taking control of the enemies. I wasn't a biggest fan of that, but now I don't know. It's not that bad, I guess. My first time, literally, I said I didn't, but in my head, I just want everything to be Mario 64 because I love Super Mario 64. I still think it's, one of the best Mario games there. But yeah, there's no way it comes close. The level design and just everything about this game is just so amazing. It's so fun. The motion of Mario, the way he jumps, his movement speed, the different variety of things you can do in the game is just so fun. I just got back to, is it Bubbling? What is that, Seaside Kingdom, I think it is? I don't remember the name. It's the Beach Kingdom where you have the giant octopus in the middle. I guess and I just love that level. I hate usually. Even though I enjoy water levels are annoying. This one is just so chill. The music in that level is just amazing, or that kingdom rather is amazing. I love this game. I've been playing that and Marvel Rivals really, and that's really it. There was one other thing I was playing. I just can't remember. Ocarina of Time. I finally did the PC port and I set it up and then I put the 3DS texture mod in it. Man, that game looks amazing. I uncapped the frame rate, so it's running at 165 frames per second. Man, I kid you not. It looks gorgeous just like that. It has full widescreen support. It's not really glitching out or anything like that. It compiled the game perfectly. Yeah, Ocarina of Time looks amazing like that. It just makes me want to either have a remake or some type of better version of Ocarina of Time available. It doesn't have to be a full-on remake. You could give us a 3DS version and just make it HD and I'll be happy. I really want something like that. Yeah, like a remaster of that. Because, honestly speaking, the 3DS versions of Majora's Mask, some people hate on that version, but I like it. The 3DS version of Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are the best versions of those games. Majora's Mask gives you quality of life. You get the Bomber Book, which is basically kind of like your quest diary, where you can see all your quests that you've been doing. Where in the original Majora's Mask, you got to just remember everything, and you might forget some of that stuff. So, I look back to that. I don't know how I remembered everything in Majora's Mask and how I was able to get the Fierce Deity mask or Fierce Deity mask, because, yeah, that's a lot of stuff to remember. And going back to this, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this. But, yeah, those are pretty much the games I've been playing. Let's head over to you, Brian. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
What I was going to say about that is it's so crazy to think about how you have a bunch of those games, specifically N64 games, that look rough because those are the first forays into 3D. So a lot of that stuff hasn't aged as well as other consoles because the art styles are timeless, or the graphics were close enough to HD. GameCube still looks really good today for the most part. SNES and NES both have like their own times as well. Again, it's all like pixel art, and they just kind of have aged very gracefully. N64, like it's pretty ugly, generally
Mm-hmm.
speaking, this day. And you'd figure that Nintendo would want to just take a bunch of those. Take your Ocarina of Times, your Majora's Masks, your Banjo Kazooies, your Wave Races, your Super Mario 64s, like all the or Pilot Wings, like those really old games that are really fun and they're classics in their own right, but they just look so rough. And if they just like re-released them and just called them like the N64 collection or something, and they just like did what you were saying that some modders did in their spare time and make it look more appropriate in 2025, they'd probably make money hand over fist. People wanting to buy like a definitive version of Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time and all the rest. Uh, just kind of strange that they don't want to invest in that. They just want to keep all that stuff locked to the N64 emulator on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's pretty much free money, right? You
Right.
know, a lot of us will be willing to pay for an upgraded version of a game. You know, just adding quality of life because I think it's great. I mean, how many people have bought movies when they transitioned from VHS to
Right.
DVD to then Blu-ray because they
So
wanted the
on.
better version of said movies? So like people are willing to do the same thing with games. And like I said, playing that Ocarina of Time, you know, it's not a port per se, but like the PC like recompiled version of it that runs natively there. It looks amazing. The stuff you can do with it too. Like I was doing the boss rush, which is kind of cool because they have that in there, and it's just a full on boss rush. You go through every boss back to back. You don't recover like your hearts, or you can set it to recover hearts if you want to. But it like even then that's fun. Like just replaying the boss to see how fast you can get there. There's like other things. There's like mirror mode where everything's on the opposite side.
That's the
What
GameCube
else?
edition.
Mirror mode had GameCube. I
Yeah,
thought okay, because I remember doing the
Yeah, he's
Master
right. I think it did.
Quest.
yeah.
Isn't that Master Quest or is it
That is
different?
Master Quest that came with the GameCube.
You sure? Because I remember doing
Yes,
at least the
yes.
3DS version of Master
No,
Quest had
there
like
was a
the
there was a
level layout
copy.
was different.
There was a copy of Ocarina of Time for the GameCube, and
Hmm.
it was reversed. It was flipped.
Okay, because I remember doing at least Quest on the 3DS version is different. Like the level layouts are totally different, where you go through different parts of the level first before you get to the boss, which was pretty cool. That was neat on there. But yeah, you have mirror mode. You can do like other weird hacks. Like you can make the NPC count higher for whatever reason. I don't know what that means because I haven't gone to a place because I've only done the beginning, so I haven't gone to like Castle Town to see if there's more NPCs there. But you can do that, I guess. You know, it's not like Assassin's Creed where you need a lot of NPCs. I mean, it's a lot of empty space. You can make the enemies harder, where they're harder to kill and stuff like that. So a lot of cool things. Um, Brian, let's go to you. What have
Okay.
you been playing?
So the two main things that I've been playing are Horizon Forbidden West. I'll start with that.
PC
It's such a
or
it's
PS5?
for PlayStation 5, my
Okay.
PS5 Pro. There the thing that's so frustrating to me about Horizon is that it's kind of like the person that just won't stop eating. Like just you got to have a cake here, you got to have some pizzas here, you got to have some chicken nuggets and some burgers and some fries and an extra large milkshake. Like that's kind of what Horizon Forbidden West is to me, where it's just nobody told them where to stop. Because I'm getting to the point now where I feel like the game doesn't respect the player's time. The
Yeah.
world is so gigantic, and that's not even counting the expansion, the Forbidden West, or not Forbidden West, the Burning Shores. Um, and like I'm halfway done with the game, maybe a little bit more, and there's still like a whole half of the map that I haven't even touched yet. And it's like when I was a kid, maybe then I would be totally raring to go to get into that unexplored map and like really loving that world and how big it is. But for me as an adult, it's just the amount of time that I have available to games, and just there's like missions upon missions upon missions and ammo and pieces and materials and monsters and pieces to get off the monsters and abilities and experience points. It's never ending with stuff that you can do, collect and use in that game. And again, it's so dense that it just becomes overwhelming to me, where it's almost like a chore playing it. Now when you're talking about the gameplay is really good. Fighting these monsters and going through the quest line, like some of the story stuff is really interesting. A lot of the concepts are cool. The game's probably the best looking console game I've ever seen. So it's just not stopping, but it looks really great while doing it. So it makes you kind of want to press on because it's just such a beautiful world to be in a lot of ways. But it's just, I really think that they could have done a lot better with less is more. Like somebody to tell them, like, hey, maybe we should just like stop here, and instead of having, I think it's like six to eight different ability trees that you can level up, maybe just have like four. Instead of having 10,000 different items you can pick up, maybe just have like 50 or something and use those to upgrade your equipment. And there's just so many different bows and rope casters and all this stuff you can buy and upgrade. And it's just like, I don't want to keep track of all this. And it overwhelms me. But it's good. I'm gonna finish it because I respect it enough as a product enough by itself. But I definitely wish that they would kind of have a more condensed version of what they've presented. It's kind of just like them being like, look what we can do. Look, it's like, but should you? You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like that Jurassic Park thing where it's like, you never thought, why? Or what's that thing that Jeff Goldblum says? You thought of all the things that you could do in this world or something, but should you? But you never thought, should you? Or whatever that quote is. I probably
Yeah.
butchered it. Um, the other game that I've been playing actually a lot more than anything else, you're not going to believe this. Balatro.
Oh man.
Balatro. Yeah. I'm somebody that I'm totally averse to card games. It's just, again, it's one of those things that I can't understand rules in card games. They can get very complex and very ambiguous and sometimes inconsistent depending on what the card game is. And like those really intense board games that cost like hundreds of dollars with just so many pieces and rules and strategies, it just overwhelms me. And I always kind of figured poker was that way because you just see like all these poker terms that are just very complex sounding, and you have these people that play it like so hardcore. And it just never appealed to me because I'm like, you know what? If I went into a poker game, I would lose all of my money because I don't understand brief force of the stuff that's going on. So, but I'm like, you know what? I really like how Balatro looks. Like the simplicity of it is just really appealing to me, and it just everybody's raving about it. It must be fun. So finally, like the other night, like a week ago, probably, I just sat down. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to play Balatro. I'm gonna do this, and so I learned the poker hands. Which once you learn them, the poker hands, there's like I don't know, 7 of them or something like that, 8 of them. Um, Once you learn them and they're not hard to memorize, the whole game opens up and it becomes a lot clearer about how it works and what the hook is. And I've spent, oh my gosh, probably like 25 hours of my life the past week playing this game, if not more. It's just so incredibly addicting to try to get to the end and finish it, to get through 8 rounds of this game. Getting the jokers to get different multipliers based on the hands you're getting, to get planet cards to increase the levels of the hands that you're playing. Getting more money to buy the cards, then you get these hands where you have to get so many points, and the multipliers you purchase earlier make the points just explode, and then you can get past to the next round. It is just incredibly addicting. It's a one more game, one more game, one more game. And it's just cool because it's just very easy to get into, and you can do it when you're just like waiting in line somewhere. Just play a couple hands of it and move on to the next. But cannot recommend it enough. And I'm somebody that does not play card games in any stretch of the imagination. And it's cheap. It's got a really easy barrier to entry. So I cannot recommend Balatro enough, and you guys should all give it a shot. But those are the two main things that I've been playing besides some miscellaneous other things. So we'll see what I'm up to next week. But Balatro, get to it.
There was something else you were playing on the Nintendo Switch, like on 3D All Stars. I saw you on when I was playing Mario Odyssey the other day.
Yeah, I always play with Super Mario 64. I finish it almost every day.
Yeah.
I get 100. I get 120 stars almost every day.
Oh man, that's crazy. That every day.
Every day.
Yeah. I figured I said
What he
maybe he
does is
moved
he
on to like
stops at
Sunshine.
119 and then he like
No, that would kill me. I
gets
can't do that.
120.
He has a
And then he
save
plays
state.
at 119 again. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a save state. It just keeps reloading.
From 119 to 120. 119 to 120.
I don't believe in save states. If anything, I keep forgetting that I do have a save states whenever I'm emulating something. But yeah,
Dude, Mega Man and Base, I streamed it, and honestly, like save states was a must because that game is like difficult, and some of the stuff they have there is just so stupid. It's probably the most difficult Mega Man game there is, and a lot of people don't like it because of its difficulty. So like save states is a must. Link's Awakening too, or not Link's Awakening. I'm sorry. The Adventures of Link. is also one of those that, like, I had a save state because
Yeah,
that one's
I can
just
see why.
stupid too.
Yeah.
Non-stop enemies. Fan, what about you? Have you been playing anything?
I actually started Star Ocean: The Divine Force on
Okay.
PS5.
On what?
On PS5.
I sent you a friend request on your PS5, fan. You have yet to
Oh, did
approve
you?
it. I'm
Oh, I'm
personally
sorry, dude.
offended, so you
I-
better be playing your PS5, sir.
He
Yeah, I
he
rarely,
he
look
looks
at
like a guy
those.
that misses friend request.
Yeah,
I
right.
do. But yeah, I started playing Star Ocean: The Divine Force.
Nice.
Not too thrilled of some of the character designs. It
It-
doesn't look like Square Enix's best job.
yeah. I think it's the engine. Like the designs, I think are not that bad, but put into a 3D model. Because like if you look at the artwork, it looks pretty clean. But their
Yeah.
3D models are not that great. They look like plastic or like dolls or something like that.
Yeah, it looks very like slapped together real quickly.
Yeah. I agree with you with that. That was my negative with it. But how far are you in the game?
I'm not too far in. I only put a couple hours in, but I got the secret cargo, I guess, that you find out is like the drummer or whatever it is, drumma.
Yeah.
Little like floating orb that helps you do battles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like in the second town or the first town that you go to after that.
Okay.
Now I'm just running around like talking to people.
Did you choose Ray or what's her name? Is it Chris? No, what's her name?
I choose Ray just to
Ray,
see
okay.
what that would be.
Yeah, it kind of follows similar but not the same to like Star Ocean 2, where if you choose Ray, you'll get to a section like very soon you get to a section where I forgot what her name is. The princess girl.
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know why I can't remember her name, but anyways, she'll leave, and then you're just Ray, and I think you're somebody else. So you're Ray and somebody else, and she leaves your party. If you would have chose her, then you'll see what you would continue with her and do whatever she needs to do while Ray's out of your party. So like, it's kind of a reason to replay the game because then you can see what she was doing while Ray was doing something else and vice versa, which is kind of cool. They don't do a lot of that.
Okay.
What's her name? Oh, Letitia.
Letitia.
Yeah, that's right, Letitia.
Such a weird name.
Yeah, I knew it was like I knew you had a at the end, and I wasn't sure if it was like I was gonna say Christoria, but I was like, no, I think I'm making up something right there now. But anything else you've been playing?
That's it so far. I mean, I've been like messing around on the Ally, doing some more emulation stuff. Just playing Breath of Fire 4.
Nice,
But-
nice.
That's about it. Oh, also Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Lost Crown. Nice.
Started that on the Switch. So
I still gotta get that. I saw that correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the original Lost Crown releases, physical releases, actually had the game cart, and now the new ones they're only digital. That's kind of lame.
I got a physical.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you got the physical now. If I were to go today and buy a physical, like game, it's not physical. It's just a code in the box. Like I hate Ubisoft.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I bought this during Black Friday and it had a cart in it.
Yeah. No, it's just recent. It was I want to say like a couple of weeks ago. Maybe they
Oh, okay.
people are starting to realize that. So one of those things that if I do decide to buy a physical cart, I have to like look through the seams to see if there's actually a cart in there or if there's a freaking code instead.
You think it would actually say it's or something on the box, but I guess
That's
not.
true. It should say. That's true. You're right. I think it does, but we'll see. Welcome, Ash. What have you been playing?
Just gotcha games.
Just got your games.
Simple as that, unfortunately. I'm trying to step away from it for a bit because certain games are coming up in PC like FF7 Rebirth and other things too. So I don't know if I'm able to play it day one because this week I'm going to be quite busy doing other things. So let's see what happens. The PC port looks promising. So
I'm excited for that. Hopefully I get a review code. We'll see what happens. If not, I have a backup code regardless.
I just got a Christmas present. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's dive in and start talking about the most important thing, what matters today, and that is the Nintendo Switch 2. It was finally revealed, and honestly, I'm excited. But before we go into that, we're gonna go ahead and play the actual trailer, and then after we play the trailer, we're gonna go ahead and discuss this trailer and give our thoughts on what we feel about this. So give me a second.
Wait. You sure about that?
Why?
Which trailer were we trying to play here?
Switch to.
You want to play that on stream?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, it's like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
we already seen it, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just play it live
It's worth
real
watching
quick.
again.
Yeah,
Mm,
and then
okay,
because I want to do a deep dive, we're gonna go through see what we've noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Trailer review. Okay, fair.
Yep.
It's only
Let me
2
know.
minutes and 22 seconds, so I think it'd be fine.
Yeah. Let me know if do you guys see the screen?
Yep.
All right. Cool. Let me go ahead and switch scenes. And oh, cool! It did it. Like I hoped it would. And let's us begin. Hopefully you hear the audio too. There's no audio right now, but I should hear it. Do I have a mute? Oh, that's why.
Are you trying to stream on Discord? Because I don't see anything.
I got it.
You got
I
it?
see it.
Yeah, double check. I have it on there. Yeah. Do you have it, Fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have audio.
Okay. Cool. Did you block me from sharing the screen? Maybe.
I don't think so. I didn't even know that was a feature.
Put the volume a little bit so you can hear better.
Let me see. Let me try to leave and then hop back in.
So this scene I actually replayed multiple times, and I realized I was wrong on something. I said something on a tweet, answering to somebody, and I realized I was wrong. But then, at the same time, I don't know if I'm wrong.
About what?
So if you look at the bottom, it looks like I thought there was no infrared sensors, but then playing
there
this
is.
slowly, yeah, it looks like both of the Joy-Cons have infrared sensors. So in a bit, we'll replay it more in slower motion, and we'll discuss it a little bit more.
Yeah, I have some thoughts.
On that logo,
No, just on this thing in general.
yeah. Mario Kart. Yeah, right away when this popped up, I knew it was the new Mario Kart. The new snap sound is nice too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure that'll feel good to snap in.
Yeah. Cool. So what were your guys' reactions to all of this?
I mean, do you want my like honest to raw reaction? Honestly, because
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
mean,
like,
you don't have to get. I know you just did a video, so you don't have to give it all. But
Well,
just give like an overview.
well, it's just right. I think I felt kind of underwhelmed with the title a little bit. Slightly. They just went straightforward. Want to take a save and go into Nintendo Switch 2. Because I was really hoping with that we might go back to like new Nintendo Switch or something like that. So something funny like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you just want to go straight forward and say Switch 2 and go over that. That's it. If anything, it's just I want to see more from it. I want to see what it mostly can do, because right now we're just being showcased just the system with a couple more new features and stuff that we're gonna have and everything. And I just want to see like what's the raw performance here. What are we getting out of this?
Yeah,
this and that. You know,
You'll see that in 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days.
yeah, exactly.
Look at that. Fans,
you know,
fans got it down packed.
Oh, I just realized I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have my camera on, but yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not jumping up and down for this system. I'm not. It's just I'm like, oh, cool, it's coming out. You know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I like the 2 USB-C ports. That's really convenient.
Yeah.
That was the whole theory about the 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and it being announced, the direct being on April 2nd.
They did that on purpose. That wasn't
Really?
an accident.
Yeah, that it's 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days
Yeah.
away from when the trailer
Ah.
dropped.
Interesting.
actually
Oh, you
funny.
didn't know that, James?
No, I did not. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh, yeah,
trending.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
at what time did they release the?
It was 8 a.m., which would have been like Japan. It's like 8 p.m. I guess, like 8 or 9. I forgot what it is when we have daylight.
What if we
savings
do
time.
military? Oh,
I mean,
actually, that wouldn't matter.
no, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like this was interesting because
Well,
like
2200 hours is 10 o'clock.
last podcast, we talked about a leak that like Brian had told us about. They were saying Friday, so we discussed it, and I said, yeah, I don't know if I believe this guy, because I don't know who this person is. And then the next day, Nate the Hate says it's coming out Thursday, and Nate the Hate's somebody that I trust as a source. Like I've quoted him plenty of times on the podcast where he discusses things, and he's usually spot on. Silent Hill 2 is one that I always go back to. He was one of the first people that I heard say Silent Hill 2 is a real thing. And nobody believed him for forever. And then finally the year, he's like, all right, Silent Hill 2 is coming out this year. People did not believe him. And then, or not that year, but like, it's going to be announced that year. People didn't believe him. And sure enough, it did come out. But he's pretty spot on. He's the guy who have said plenty of times that Nintendo makes stuff ahead of time and they just wait to announce it. He was one of the guys who says Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was done like a year prior before it came out, which is why I was able to switch days with like Splatoon 3. He's the person who says that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD is ready, as well as Metroid Prime 2 and 3 is ready. Nintendo's just waiting on it. It's just sitting there and waiting. So there's a lot of things he's said, and yeah, some people argue that is it credible or not. I think it is. I mean, he's usually accurate. He doesn't give release dates. He'll say who's working on what, and usually he's pretty spot on oh, this is going to show up here, this is going to show up there, and so forth. So I trust him when he says a lot of these things. We're going to go on later on with a bunch of games that he has rumored to, or not rumored, but he has heard is coming to Switch 2, as well as some other people. So there's a lot of things there. There's one game there I put in exclamation marks on the notes because I don't think it's a real thing, but I figured we might as well just say it anyways. But going to this trailer, like Ash, you gave us your thoughts. Brian and Farron, like what were your overall thoughts on this? Like how do you feel about this console? Like we're looking at the thumbsticks now and looking at the original Joy-Cons. It looks like, I don't know, like there's like something that holds it, right? So you see how raised the Joy-Con is, where you can see like there's something down there now. That I wonder if that's to like, I don't know. Like I'm just curious like why it's made like that. Because most controllers are hard button.
Well, I think it's to accommodate a bigger thumbstick.
Yeah, but I mean, if
you
look
can
at,
tell it's physically larger. You can tell it's
it is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just probably more space. And
What's the other button that's there?
Down.
Where?
That bottom one is the
go
capture
go
button.
back like just like 5 seconds in this trailer.
On the blue remote or Joy-Con or the red?
On both the Joy-Cons, there's an extra button on the top. Yeah, just play it. Like, nope,
Right.
you're going too far back.
Oh, sorry.
That's not a button.
Wait,
I
I'll
know
show
what
you.
you're talking
I'll
about on the colored section, right?
No,
That little circle.
no, on the top. I'll tell you where to pause it, James, where you
Okay.
can see it really well. It's gonna be coming up right here in a moment.
Oh, interesting.
Right there.
This right here.
So
I
you
don't know
see-
if you can see
yeah.
my mouse.
That's
it's
the
right there.
eject button to take
Yeah.
the Joy-Cons
Yeah.
off.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they
Okay.
show it somewhere. They
They're
show
on
it
there
where
now.
it presses it and it moves.
Those are just really pronounced for something as minimal. Like I feel like the ones on Switch are smaller than that. That looks a lot
Oh
more
yeah, they
pronounced.
are. They're
Yeah.
like super small. Like, it's
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. So they're just more pronounced eject buttons. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are my thoughts. These are the things that I'm worried about or stoked about. Like, okay,
Mhm.
let's just start with the positive. The matte black looks incredibly sharp. It
Mhm.
just looks like a really cohesive piece of hardware that it looks almost like a Sony product. It's just as far as like it looks like a real electronic,
Yeah.
like a really robust piece of machinery. It
More
doesn't look like
premium.
premium. Yeah, it doesn't look like a Wii U Fisher Price gamepad. The Switch, I overall I feel is pretty solid as well. But this looks like a new iteration, a new futuristic version of it, or a more current. Because I mean, the Switch came out in 2017, so at this point it's old. So this coming out now, this looks like a reflection of kind of where we are technologically compared to Steam Deck and ROG LX and all the rest. I do not like those color accents at all. I do not
Really?
like this baby blue and like peach looking thing. I think it would have been so much sharper if they would have done red and white. because like red and white is like the Nintendo logo, and I think those are nice contrasting colors, especially against black. I just think that would look really a lot nicer than like this baby blue pink thing or peach or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're trying to probably reflect the original Switch, but
They
like
are.
the original blue and red Joy-Cons, like that red is totally different than that pinkish color. The
Yeah, it's
blue is
just
similar.
muted.
The blue is
It's like
similar, but
pastel-y.
the blue is similar, but that peach
Mhm.
pink thing, not feeling it. My number one concern though, beyond the colors uh and what whatever else you may say about the power, is those sticks scare the hell out of me, because if there's one thing that I will say absolutely sucks about the Joy-Cons, is the sticks. The sticks feel like rattly things that if you just like looked at them, they would break in half. They feel awful. They have they have a limited how much motion, like I don't even know what you call that, like how much motion it detects based on how much you move the stick.
Is it dead
It
zone?
limited range, like the dead zone or whatever.
Yeah.
It just
Well, no,
it's
it's the
bad.
actual
No, it's the
movement
range
of
of
the
motion.
yeah.
Range of
It's the actual
motion,
range
whatever
of
you
motion.
call it. It doesn't
Yeah, so
feel
like
exact.
like this will go all the way down, and you can feel it go down. Where this doesn't go, it goes like half of that, basically. So yeah, the
And it's
range of
just like
motion is like half of an actual thumbstick.
it doesn't feel like a real, like it doesn't feel like a PlayStation controller. And
Mhm.
and I know it's possible because I have a Razer Kishi Ultra, which is a mobile controller,
Yeah,
full size sticks on that, and it feels just like a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, and they
yeah,
feel great. So if this is just Hall effect sensors with the same crappy Joy-Con that's on the original, I'll be really disappointed. Like I'll even take not having great ergonomics, like even if this thing doesn't have a Steam Deck level of ergonomics,
yeah.
but if the sticks just feel better, I'm okay with that. But this is the same awful feeling Joy-Con with not great ergonomics. You're just shooting yourself in the face, because it's just like this thing is meant for on the go play. And if it's not comfortable, and I have to buy, your Hori Game Pad Pro or whatever those Split Pad Pro things to play this thing comfortably and with a better stick, I'm not, and it's just like they've had so long to refine this to make this really premium and feel
Yeah.
really good in the hands and play really well everywhere. And if they're just kind of like going back to, oh, let's just make something that a 6-year-old can play and he won't complain, like, okay, fine, but like I'm still gonna buy it, like obviously, but it's just I feel like it's kind of an own goal where they had so much time to refine this thing to just make it absolutely perfect, and it just I like the look of it, but I have concerns. So I guess we'll find out in a couple months when that hands-on goes, what people are saying about the
Yeah.
sticks and about how it feels and how it looks, and then obviously probably going to be an LCD screen, but if it's like a really nice one, like that's on the Rogue LIX, like I'll, it's whatever. And maybe down the line, they'll release an OLED version. So I'm not even really caring about that too much. But we'll just have to wait and see what this next direct is and what the games look like. But I'm definitely buying one. Like that's not even a question.
Yeah. Yeah. To answer your question, Nikai, on Twitch, no, it does not look like the Wii U. Looks nothing like the Wii U. Like Brian was saying, Wii U looked like a Fisher Price toy. It felt cheap. The plastic, it was cheap. Very glossy. Yeah, the fingerprints everywhere.
Get
Not
your pizza grease all over it and
Yeah.
Dorito dust and all the rest.
The only thing I give props to the Wii U gamepad is that it did feel great in
comfortable.
your hands. It was ergonomic. Yeah, that's
yeah.
a Wii U. So
Yeah,
it
that
does.
is a comfortable piece of hardware for sure.
Yeah, and that's one thing I did miss about that. It was very, very comfortable.
Oh, and also, I'm sorry, one more thing I wanted to bring up. That backwards compatibility thing, I really hope that little statement they had about backwards compatibility towards then, I really hope they're just doing that to save their butts, and that it's really going to be like Backyard Baseball 2020 and like Carnival Games 6 that doesn't work on this thing, and it's not going to be like a wide range of Switch games that doesn't work. Kind of like
an
how...
answer for that.
What'd you say?
I have an answer for that.
You do?
Yeah, it's probably some of their like specialized games that they know won't work, like Labo.
Yeah,
Labo.
if it's just
Fit.
that, I'm fine with it.
That's why
But,
they
like-
say select like a small amount. That's why they said that. 'cause
Right, so that's
they're
why I'm
not gonna
hoping
say
it is a
everything's
small amount.
work.
But like it's just that it might, I hope what it's like is, I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago when Sony allowed you to change your PlayStation Network name finally after all that
Yeah.
time, and they said like some titles might not function properly online if you
Yeah.
change your online thing, and it's like I never came across a problem when I changed my name, so I hope that's what this is like. But I still think that little PSA about the backwards compatibility is a little I don't like. I wish it was a little bit more forthright, but I guess we're gonna find out on the website in a couple months what exactly they're limiting. Hopefully,
Wait.
like Fan said, it's just Labo and all the rest.
Yeah.
Brian, quick question. You changed your name on PSN before, right? Obviously.
Yep.
Did you ever lose your trophies?
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
I
must
had
be
a
like-
screen name that was like something I made in like 2008 when the PlayStation came out, and it was fine. Like it wasn't like obscene or anything, but like I have kind of a cohesive online profile now. Like I have the same name across everything, and so I was dying to change it to my online handle, and I did it. And I was like, I don't care if I lose stuff. Like I have to have this cohesion. It's driving me nuts.
Right, that makes sense. Cool.
So real quick, like in the bottom right, I don't know if you guys can see the mouse. Let me know if you can. Does this, because on stream you can't, but on the bottom right, isn't that an IR sensor or no?
It looks like
it
a
looks
sensor.
kind of
Looks
like
like
it. Yeah,
It looks
because
like
I remember reading one of the rumors saying that they were getting rid of the IR sensor, but it doesn't look like it is, because I rewatched the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, it looks like it does have it. So yeah,
Think of all those
it
games
looks
that
like
the
it.
Nintendo Switch used the IR
I know,
sensor. How
right?
could they
Like-
not have it?
Well, the only
Well,
thing I
mean,
think they
1-2
it
switch.
didn't, like, yeah, like the HD Rumble's the only thing I'm not sure that they'll have on there because not really anything really use HD Rumble.
Wait, almost every game.
Oh,
used
yeah,
HD Rumble.
every
No,
game did, yeah.
games use Rumble, but HD
Well,
Rumble. Not every game use HD Rumble.
I'm
There's a
pretty
clear
sure it's kind of
difference.
all one and the same.
No,
Yeah.
there's a clear difference between the two. That HD Rumble was used for like that stupid thing where you can hear like glass like
Yeah.
shaking.
Well, that was a demo.
Yeah, but
That-
they
that's the
didn't
whole
they didn't
point of
use
HD
it.
Rumble.
Yeah, but they didn't
With-
use it
with-
to that extent. That I agree, but it definitely used HD Rumble because I have controllers. For example, the where's my other controller? My
Wait.
mobile pad has the HD Rumble, and the like cracked Nitro deck doesn't have HD Rumble. And there's a night and day difference between the feel of those two. Because when you play like Super Mario Wonder, you can feel every single like footstep when you're on like the music panels. Where in the cracked one you couldn't. It just felt like, I don't know, like nasty, I guess. What were you gonna say, Ash?
I was going to try to explain what Fan was talking about because it sounds like it's more like if the game itself is not actually utilizing the technology from the HD Rumble, it's not going to feel like it's HD Rumble. It's going to be regular Rumble at
Yeah.
that point.
Correct.
So-
yeah.
It's just all haptic feedback. I thought that's what that's basically,
Yeah.
basically referring to.
It's haptic feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically,
And they-
yeah. But it's
that's all it is, I
more,
thought.
it's HD Rumble is basically a lesser version of the haptic feedback in the DualSense, right? It's kind of like they took it to the next level, but this was kind of like what that was. It's just not every game was utilizing it well. It
Yeah.
just was improving the rumble, and that's about it. Some games utilize it, like again Mario, where you can feel every single footstep there. We got Professor Rock became a member. Hey man, appreciate it.
Well, I just want to point out something.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Rumble off the 8-bit dough feels so good. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
It's not even haptic feedback. I just love it.
it
so-
is. They have
Oh, it
they have
is?
good. Yeah, no, it's not haptic feedback.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But I'm
yeah,
saying
it didn't feel
it's
like
good
haptic.
rumble.
I think you're saying
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot there that feels like the Gully Kit too. Also the same thing. Like it feels pretty good, but it's not HD Rumble. So I mean, but it's still good. Very very
Yeah,
good.
it's still good. Yeah.
Fan, what were your takes on this trailer?
I mean, it was cool. I mean, for a 2-minute and 22-second trailer, there's not much you can like expect too much from it because they're just gonna show what they showed, and all you can do is speculate about what features there'll be. They can only reveal so much without doing like a full direct. But I mean, we got a lot of information, and I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the leaks and stuff kind of like took the wind out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you see what that guy said about the people that leaked the Switch 2 stuff? Who was that? Was it who was it? No, it wasn't the Platinum guy, games guy. Did you guys see that? Like what he said about the people that leaked this stuff?
Nope. I guess
He
was on
said
Twitter.
he said something like they deserve to be like boiled in hell or something like that. Like really.
Yeah, I
nasty
did see
stuff.
that. Yeah, I did see
God,
that.
Jesus, man.
I forget who said. I don't think it was. Maybe it was. I don't know if it was the Platinum Games guy or if it was a guy from Capcom, like the Okami director.
Oh,
or
it
something like
was.
that, I
Yeah,
think.
it was the
Was the Okami director?
Kamiya. Yes,
Yeah.
Hideki
Oh,
Kamiya.
he sounds like a
Yeah.
dude who will say that, bro. God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said that.
Of course
That's
he'll say
right.
that. Yeah.
Like boil
Yeah.
alive in
Yeah.
hell, like eating crap or something like that.
Yeah.
Like really gnarly.
Yeah, he went crazy. Professor Roke says, you guys complaining about the rumbles and censors more than enough reason to become a member. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. We try to keep our conversations here go in depth. We don't like to do just general statements. We like to, bring in all the nasties. Yeah, for me for this trailer, I'll tell you, like, it shows quite a lot. Like, it shows off the screen size difference. I kind of wish that they showed the OLED instead of the normal Switch, because I haven't used a normal Switch in years. I have the OLED.
Right.
Right. But, it kind of almost confirms that it is the 8-inch display, assuming based off of, like, the original size of the original Switch, right? This also confirms the magnetic holders for the Joy-Cons, which we can see there. I will comment on this. A lot of people are looking at that little place saying, oh, look, that's a fail save point. And, that's going to break easily. I disagree, because it looks like the way that fits is a perfect fit. It would seem almost impossible to break that.
Like wiggle it, wiggle it
Yeah.
off, like snap it, wiggle it. Like I think the only thing you could do is like pull it off, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't look like you can really wiggle it, because if you look at, the edge where the red and the blue is, that goes pretty flushed in. So
That's
yeah,
locked in there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't, I like to think that Nintendo's not that dumb to make a mistake like that.
They had that Game Boy that lasted the Gulf War or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think they put these things through R&D to make sure that kids can't break them and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I just think the magnet is just so much more
Your
elegant
average
than the rail.
kid can't break them. That's
Right.
That. Yeah, because
Fair.
Yeah, they find a way.
there's probably one kid out there that's gonna find a way to do that. The other thing is, of course, the bigger size of the Joy-Cons. One thing I will say that I liked about this trailer, it kind of makes, and now looking at my current like Joy-Cons, 'cause I haven't used a Joy-Con in a minute. I use the mobile pad. It looks more rounded everywhere. The R and the L's, they kind of go a little bit further. So if you look at the Joy-Con here, the R and the L looks like it goes down to like almost like right here, so it's easier to kind of hold. But not only that, the ZL and the ZR, they're also a lot bigger. And if you notice, this is kind of just like flat, right? This looks like it moves out a little bit more and it curves up more, so it's like a better grip. Yeah, let me see if I could find a good...
That dock looks nice too. I like the way the dock looks. I like
Yeah,
how
the-
everything has this general
the dock is
roundness
clean.
to it.
Yes.
Dog is clean. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the design. Like, everything's rounded. The top of the Switch looks more rounded.
It's a
not
really
just
nice
flat.
round though. It's
Yeah.
like a really clean cut round, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah, it makes
thumbsticks, and of course this is hard because this is all like 3D rendered. This is not like the official
Right.
like look of it, but it looks like the thumbstick. If you look at the top of the Joy-Cons, it's kind of just flat, right? It actually goes up. This looks like it's more concave, similar to
The DualSense,
The-
maybe?
more similar to like the Ambernic controller. Got all this dust on this controller because it's been sitting here, but almost similar to kind of like how this is. I don't know if you can see it, right? It looks more like that. Maybe this is not as good. Like the Joy-Con would be a little bit better. Maybe the DualSense. I don't have my DualSense with me. I haven't.
Let me see if I can. Let me see. This
The
this looks like
8-bit do Ultimate?
8-bit do. Maybe similar to this
Professor
one.
Rock
Yeah,
is making
kinda like
additional
that.
comments, by the way.
Yeah, he said, I like the trailer, but as many said, it seems underwhelming due to the leaks. As long as nothing else leaks until April features, and I think this console is going to continue the success we have seen for the past few years. Yeah, I agree. I think like
Hell.
It'll do well. It just won't do as well as the Switch.
it's possible.
Maybe.
No,
Yeah, that one's probably
yeah.
usually successors don't do as well as the original, right? 3DS
Yeah,
versus
Professor Rock
DS.
just said is 100% right.
Yeah, the device looks like something that can sit next to current console and looks like I
Yep.
agree. It looks a
100%.
lot more premium. Though
and it's
I
textured too. It looks like it's textured.
yeah.
Yes, it
You
does.
know, like it's not smooth.
matte.
It looks like it's textured. I think they did that just so it's like grippier. You know.
Yeah, that too. I would argue, and look, the left Joy-Con looks like it also has an IR sensor.
Yeah.
You see that? So like, that's interesting.
I think they did that because like when you play like those games that use the IR sensor,
Yeah, you can use both controllers
you
instead
can
of
use
just
both
one.
controllers. Yeah. Or like if it's multiplayer, then you've got multiple people that could use the IR sensor.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it looks sleek. I would argue that the OLED kind of did that because the OLED definitely looks way better than the OG Switch. Like when you put them side by side, and I'm not just talking about the display. I'm talking about the design of the Switch. It just looks more premium. It feels more premium. The plastic they use almost feels more like metal aluminum, even though it's not. It just feels more premium overall. I'm wondering if they're showing the thumbsticks like that, if it's showing like a bigger range of motion, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you
I'm very
wonder
tepid
if
on
this
that.
is
Maybe.
because like everything they do here is telling a story. Like right
Right.
here, we can see this is definitely that mouse input rumor because it's on the side. It's moving like a mouse. Like
How
look
it
at the
moved.
tails.
They
Yeah,
look like mice.
yeah, exactly. So like we know for a fact that's what that is. Fun fact, not fun fact, but a little bit funny thing. Like I was, oh hold up, wait, I gotta rewind that because that looked like there was another button, but it might be just the eject button.
Yeah, that
Hold up.
eject button is very it can
See,
throw
like,
you for a loop.
what is
'cause it's very
that?
loud.
Or is that part
That
of
is
ZL?
the eject button. That's part
Oh,
of the,
that is
that's
it.
the
You're
eject
right.
button.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it is
Yeah,
big. Yeah,
it screwed me up too. It's
yeah.
so
I was like,
big.
wait a minute, is that an extra button? But no, that is that. But like I was playing around with my Joy-Con and I put it on the side, and you guys should try it too. It doesn't feel that bad. Assuming that this is bigger, well, it is bigger. The Joy-Cons are bigger and maybe a little bit like thicker. I can see the mouse input going. Now, will I use it as a mouse? Probably not. Like
Yeah.
the likelihood of that
Maybe
is
once.
yeah.
What if
Maybe
they had
once to
Mario
test it
Maker
out.
with mouse support? That'd be pretty awesome.
That'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
That'd be so much better. It would be
The-
so much faster.
The only reason I would use it as a mouse.
Joy-Con.
What happened?
Feel the joystick on your Joy-Con and compare it to the video. I think there is a bigger range of motion.
Yeah.
looks
Oh
like it.
yeah, because it doesn't move nowhere near as much as that. Like when
Yeah.
you look at it moving, it doesn't. It doesn't move nowhere near as much.
It kind of goes like a full like it goes against like the edge of like the disc that like the plate that it's sitting in the
Yeah.
new trailer. So maybe it is a little better.
Yeah. It says
You know,
both
I
have
like,
it. That's why they both drift during the trailer. No pun intended.
you know, I kind of like the one part I like about in that trailer is when where they pretty much did the analog stick with it in a full revolution, telling you, hey, listen, you're not gonna get freaking Joy-Con drift with that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
really? We'll see
mean,
about that.
Yeah. The rumor is they're supposed to be Hall effect sensors. So
Yeah.
if they're Hall effect, then it should be good.
I think throughout the trailer they should have had like small like text pointing to hey Hall effect in it so
Yeah.
that way
No, they want to
it'll-
they want to have us make they want to have us speculate. That's half the
Yeah.
fun until
They want us to do this
April.
podcast.
Exactly.
That's
Don't
exactly.
They're
announce
not like
that
here, listen,
officially.
dumb shits. This is what this is.
Yeah, they're not gonna give you everything. Like even the Mario Kart. Just look at this Mario Kart tease they did to us. Now everybody's
Right.
talking about it like crazy. Like
I don't
the
get
new
what-
Donkey Kong design, which
Yeah.
yeah people
know,
are roasting
people
Donkey Kong for no
say-
reason.
well, like people are saying that it reminds more of the movie design. I argue that it looks back at like the old NES like artwork, like old Donkey Kong, pre-rare Donkey Kong, right? Even Mario looks different. Mario, to me, in my opinion, when you see him there, he looks more like Mario from like the old NES artwork, where he was more like, I don't know how to say, more rounded face. I don't know, but he doesn't look like Mario 64
Maybe
Mario.
they're gonna maybe
Everybody
they're
was
trying to go for the
freaking-
more Mario Wonderland type.
Yeah, I can see that.
It
Yeah,
kind
they're-
of similar to that. Yeah.
The other thing that someone pointed out as well is that apparently you can race with 24 other people on that track.
yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like,
It's a
wow,
rumor.
it's crazy.
Professor Rosa, he just held his Joy-Con, and yes, it makes sense as a mouse. Yeah, right. Like once I tested it out, I was like, yeah, it does make sense. Like
Hey man,
I can see
better
it
than the
working.
Legion Go.
Yeah, the Legion Go did it first.
But the Legion Go has it like
no, I mean,
this.
I mean, like the way
it's more like a
Switch
joystick.
is doing it is better than the
Yeah.
Legion Go. Like,
Oh
the-
yeah, I agree with that. Like I think this is
that's
more
just-
ideal
that's
because
just
you
weird.
have
Holding
right
it like
click,
this
left
as a mouse
click.
is just weird.
So yeah,
Like this as a mouse makes more sense.
because I can see right click, left click. If they allows you to do a web browser, which I doubt it, but if they do, this is like your scroll wheel, right? Like you're kind of set. You know that.
Who's tried the Legion Go?
have.
Bryant, yeah, he bought it and returned it. Yeah.
Okay, that's what you need to say.
Yeah, because remember he was telling me that it doesn't feel right because of the buttons, and then
The
well,
button,
there's
the
a-
back buttons.
Yeah, and the open box I tested out, I was like, yeah, I see what he's getting at. Like it's those buttons
easy
get in
to
the
click.
way. Yep.
Yeah.
I could
I will
actually
say about-
see playing the mouse on the. I'm doing it with the Joy-Cons right now on my desk, and I could actually picture doing it as a like first-person shooting.
Yeah.
Sure.
because like your thumb could actually rest right where the A, B, X, Y buttons are, and
Yeah.
those could be like your
Macro
other,
buttons or something.
Yeah,
Reloads
just like
and stuff,
jump,
maybe.
reload,
That'd be
whatever.
crazy.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it could actually work. It could work.
Splatoon
I
with
will-
mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Splatoon
that'd
with
be
awesome.
Splatoon like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
That trailer, that Mario Kart trailer, I will say that like Donkey Kong does look different. Like that's a quantifiable fact. But like everybody's freaking out about online about
It's
like all these
fine.
other characters and how different they look. And I mean, I guess they kind of look different, but
Yeah.
but if you take Donkey Kong out of it, like they don't look that different.
Yeah,
like
No.
yeah,
Bowser,
not too much. Yeah,
not too much.
Yeah.
Like they compared the Bowsers from Mario Kart 8 and the Bowser from this, and like if you look with a magnifying glass, like yeah, I guess you can see like some design differences. Like the Bowser in this one looks like a little more beefier, and the one in Mario Kart 8 looks kind of more like roundish and cartoony, I guess. But I don't see what the like. It looks this. They're the same overall design. I don't get what the big
Yeah.
freak out is about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, outside of Donkey Kong, I agree. Like they're very similar. I feel like they're going back to like their old NES.
That'd be
Professor
cool.
Rock says the same thing. That Donkey Kong reminds him of the '80s. Look for the plushes. Yeah, like when
Yeah,
I
it
first
does.
saw Donkey Kong, I was like, oh, this is the old Donkey Kong style. This is not, they
From, like, the
everybody jumped to
arcade
the
game.
movies, but I was like, no, they're just bringing it back to his roots. And I wouldn't
Right.
mind that. Like if they brought everybody back to their roots, I wouldn't mind that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Just
Yeah.
a different design. Not so much different, but it's a different take for the older style because we never really got to see that older style in like this type of graphics, I guess. If you
8 was
kinda
like
get
the
what I'm saying.
future, like infinite. Like they had that whole thing where only 8 equals like the infinity sign and
Yeah.
like going in the air and going in the water. It was very much like the future, and this could be kind of like a renaissance, like a Mario art style renaissance where they bring some stuff
Yeah.
back, and that would be really fresh in 2025.
Yeah, the
That'd be
carts
fun.
are different. Like Luigi has a, I
As
don't
an
like.
ATV.
Yeah, you got Mario's cart.
Well,
is not
ATVs
the
are an 8,
same.
I think, though too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. But like, I guess the cart like itself, like I've not seen that in 8. At least that design
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
do you see the little gas can thing too on like the right side of Mario? Like they're saying that might be like a gameplay element.
Oh,
That
like
red circle
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Or it's on
I-
both sides, so I don't know what
yeah.
that is,
What do
but
you,
that's
what do you think
something.
they'll call it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mario Kart, just Mario Kart.
I don't think they'll call it 9. I don't think they'll do
Mario
that.
Kart 9.
I don't think
Mario Kart Wonder. Like,
I mean, it makes sense because it went Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8. Maybe they do
9.
Mario Kart 9 because before
Yeah.
7 wasn't it Mario Kart DS?
yeah, DS.
Or-
Yep.
I think, or Mario Kart Wii or whatever. So
Yeah,
they're
Mario
kind
Kart
of going
Wii,
with
yeah,
the
Mario
naming
Kart
moniker.
DS, Mario Kart Super Circuit,
Yep.
Super Mario Kart,
Mario
Double
Kart 64.
Dash. Yeah, they each had a name, and then it was just 7 and then 8.
Yep.
They were the only numbered ones.
Yeah, that's why I don't think they'll do 9 because 9 is just such a weird number,
What would you do?
especially for like. I would do like a name like they did
Mario
with the
Kart
previous
Switch?
ones. That or like Ultimate or like
Oh,
just
whoa,
like
hold on, what was that?
Origins.
Hold on.
Was it
If
a
you
boost pack?
look at Mario and Luigi in this next scene, they're doing something like Luigi looks like he's
drifting.
doing like a wheelie, and then Mario gets, I don't know if it's the boost, the drift boost, but he's not drifting. Oh no, never mind. They hit that. I didn't see that.
The boost
Yeah.
Never
pad.
mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the boost pad.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't see that part. Never mind. All right, move along now.
But yeah, they could do a name. They don't have to do a number.
Professor Rox's Mario Kart Forever. That might
Yeah.
be kind of cute.
Yeah.
Mario Kart Forever. That would work.
I mean,
yeah.
they could actually say Mario Kart Infinite,
Mario Kart Country.
and it just plays off that 8, and like we're gonna play off that 8. And we're just gonna call it Infinite.
They can do Mario Kart Odyssey, Mario Kart
No.
Sunshine,
Mm.
Mario Kart.
Now you're really gonna
Bowser's
get me to buy
Fury. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. And I'm
Mario
excited.
Kart
Like
Joe rides.
Mario Kart. Like I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see.
Universal
what
Studios
that
Mario
brings.
Kart.
Yeah, no, they'll bring Universal into it. Miyamoto's Mario Kart. I wouldn't mind. That would be a day one buy if it was named Miyamoto's Mario Kart. Going back to the USB-C on the top, there was people looking into one of the patents that had came out earlier, and people are speculating that the top USB-C, because it makes you wonder, like, yeah, you can probably charge from it, but why
Right.
would they add a USB-C on top? Because Nintendo is not a PC manufacturing company. They're not gonna do like what the ROG Ally does or anything like that to make it for like, oh, you could put an eGPU or something like that. The theory is because of one of those patents, you can attach a second screen. So Nintendo's gonna sell you a second screen that attaches right on top, and that's how you'll be able to play DS
That
games.
just seems so janky for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Don't bring that up, man.
Yeah,
Don't bring up my hopes for that. No, I'm just bro. No.
I mean, honestly, that would be dope because they're in the patent. I wish I would have had it in the notes because I couldn't find it today, and I should have saved it. But the patent shows how it would dock onto the Switch screen, and that gives you the second display. It looked like, okay, they thought about it being at least able to sit up there and sit good.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't feel good about having a screen connected to it with a USB-C port and like feel comfortable walking around with that. Like there had to be something else holding it together.
Well,
I assume
exactly.
They would have some type of grip. Like they would have to be like something that holds attaches to the back of it.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think that might be why the stand is the way that it is. How it's not just a single sheet. How it's like just a bar. That might be why they do it that way. So they could actually snap on an attachment to where maybe you could still use the kickstand. Like it could still close all the way and stuff like that. That's the only thing I could think of. And then maybe it'll like the attachment would actually have a articulating hinge so you could close it.
Yeah. Professor Roke says, I must say those remotes appear to be quite sturdy. It seems unnecessary for anyone to purchase a professional remote. Just saying. And he says, I believe top devices must include peripherals. The choice of peripherals depends on what people want. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It'd be interesting to see like what they do with that top USB-C. I don't know what else they can do outside of a second screen. Like, what else would you want that to connect to? I guess that's up to Nintendo to decide.
Here.
I would just like be able to charge it on either port.
Here for you. The picture of that patent or whatever.
Oh, you got the patent? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come to fruition. But hey, I'm just trying to keep my expectations to a minimum with that, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put out. We'll put that patent there real quick. So yeah, this is we'll screen it. I guess not. Maybe because I'm screen sharing, but I mean you can kind of see it here. Oh wait, there it is. So this was like kind of all these patents that were shown off there, and then there goes the second screen attachment. It's right here. I mean, it looks interesting. I don't know. I can see it working. Like there's the folding part where it would fold over. I mean, they said they want DS and 3DS games. Carl said it himself. He wants DS and 3DS games to come to Nintendo Switch. He didn't say how. He just said he does. And honestly, this is good. And here's another theory about 3DS and DS games. I don't want to get everybody's hopes high. But with some of the spec leaks, the NVIDIA chip has encoders built into it, right? So what do encoders allow you to do? Well, you can stream, right? You know, H.264, probably H.265 and AV1, I would assume all three. The people are speculating that on the back of the dock, there's also has its own built-in stuff to be able to cast to. So that extra button that's on the side that everybody have seen in the leaks that has the C allows you to cast a second screen to your TV. So then your Switch plays the bottom display and the top display would be the DS. I think that's a little bit far-fetched, but you know, that would be cool.
It's basically bringing back the Wii U.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Like they could actually bring Wii U emulation to the Nintendo Switch Online if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If
Make
that
it better. Yeah. It opens the gate. Yeah, because the Wii U had the opposite, right? Like you played the native game on the TV, but the gamepad was the bottom screen. So they had that. Like I could see a lot of that happening, honestly. What
if
do you guys...
did do that, that would actually make it easy for them to bring Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, because those Wii HD editions could come to the Switch too, if that was the case.
Yeah, without much having to mess with it or anything like that.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to mess with it. They would literally just have to make sure that the code runs on the NVIDIA hardware, and then spit it out, and then bam, print it on a cart. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, Professor Rock said a camera. Yeah, so they'll bring back Wii U chat as backwards compatible, so you'll have Wii U chat
Isn't that
again.
funny when you think about it? Like that came out with the Switch came out in what 12, I think, and like that
Yeah,
was so novel. And now it's like everything has a camera. It's like why would you put a camera on it now?
yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, with going back with your the second screen
Hmm.
and it potentially being a cast button on the top when you go through the video when it's shown like the thing being like all the buttons on the top of the
Yeah.
Switch 2, you can see there's a hole which everyone is speculating is a microphone.
Oh yeah. Hold on. This is the bottom right here.
No, that's the bottom.
God.
Yeah, just go a little
Yeah,
further when they
it's
show the
going
top
right
part
here.
right here.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah,
that little
it's that-
hole
it's-
there.
No, keep going, keep playing a little bit.
Is
Yeah, that hole right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that hole. Actually, yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying that's a microphone.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be a mic because it looks
Can we just say-
more like a sensor or something. What's up?
Can we just say that this video's presentation and the effects and how it's presented is on point? Like this is a very well made video. Like all the
Yeah.
effects and the sounds. It has some like ASMR stuff going on. Like it's nice. I like it.
I agree. And it shows you just enough to kind of get the conversation starting, but not enough to kind of spoil what they have hidden. Because yes, the leaks kind of spoiled the reveal because it's basically what the leaks showed, but there's still conversations going on. Like we're discussing this right now. Like we're assuming and guessing what all these features might be, and we have no clue. And I'm sure there's a lot of hidden things on the software side that we don't know because they're not just gonna. Well, I would assume they're not gonna go ahead and copy and paste, the Nintendo Switch OS and bring it on Switch 2. I hope not because I don't like that OS, and hopefully they make it more fun. But it's doing its job. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Let me go back to my notes real quick and see. So we talked about mouse. Much down to that. Okay, so let me go ahead and run down some of the hardware rumors while we're discussing just the hardware. So these are the hardware rumors that I chose that sound pretty credible. They're from sources that I thought have a pretty good track record and it might be real. With one of them being, I'm not too sure about. I don't trust that one. First one being 12 gigs of RAM. The original Switch had 4 gigs of RAM. For some reason, I thought it was 6, but it's 4 gigs of RAM. Where this will have 12 gigs of RAM. To put that into perspective, the PS4 Pro only had 8 gigs of RAM. So it's going to have more RAM than the PS4 Pro. More RAM is usually better, right? Because that gives you more VRAM. And if the OS is as light as the Switch, which I hope is not, but if it is as light as the Switch, that would bring out a little bit more power. Like I mentioned, I could not find the spec leak for the processor. But according to one of the leaks that I did see, it should bring it around PS4 Pro to Steam Deck level graphical quality. There's also the patent that showcase how Nintendo's version of DLSS is going to work, where it's showing the upscaling as low as I believe it's like 540p to 1080p on the Switch itself, and on the TV it goes up to 4K. So this is pretty much kind of confirming that, to an extent, I guess, that the Switch can output to 4K in some capacity. 1080p display. That's again rumor. We don't have definitive answer there, but I think it's easy to say that.
Safe to assume.
Yeah, exactly. 8-inch display, right? We don't know the exact size, but safe to assume it is 8-inch because that's where a lot of the rumors were pointed to. This one's the one that I'm not too sure about. I don't believe it, but we'll see. It's analog triggers. I don't think that's true. I don't think Nintendo's going back to analog triggers, but I hope they do because that would make more GameCube games compatible, right? The biggest issue with GameCube games is they did have analog triggers, so a lot of GameCube games will not function without analog triggers. So it'd be nice if they brought back analog triggers, and that would definitely mean that we'll probably get GameCube for Nintendo Switch Online. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that. Those were all the credible rumors that I feel like are pretty spot on. See, first one says, I need Wind Waker and Mario Paint Rush.
Don't we all?
And it
Yeah,
says,
that's another thing.
that is a hole which I
Mario
repeatedly
Paint.
insert my headphone jack, but it does not function properly. Yeah, go ahead.
That's the thing with the mouse. That's
Mhm.
another thing I could see them bringing is that Mario Paint.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I would honestly, if the mouse, I mean, probably not the best way to play the game, but if the mouse gives you functionality to play like Super Scope on Nintendo Switch Online, I'll do it because I miss Super Scope. It's just as a kid I used to play that quite a lot. I'll never forget when I got that. You guys know what Super Scope is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No. So
No, I
Super
don't.
Scope.
Yoshi Safari and all that.
Yeah, it was a giant like bazooka looking gun that you put on your shoulder, and then it had a
It
scope.
was like
and then
6D batteries and crap like
Yep.
that. Or it was like really crazy batteries.
well, six. It was AA batteries, but it was like six
Was it
AA
AA?
batteries. Yeah. And basically you had like you had buttons on the top, and then you had also a button on the side, and you hold it like a bazooka, and you basically hold it like this. And the scope, you would just kind of aim and shoot. And there was the Super Scope game that had a bunch of like mini games, and they were just fun. In my little kid brain, they were scary because like you're on an alien planet fighting off aliens, and to me, I was like, oh, this is kind of scary because they're flying right at you. But it was fun, and I've wanted to replay that experience, and I haven't found a good way to replay that experience. So that would be kind of cool. I would go back.
There
and
was
play
6
that.
AA batteries, which that's an obscene amount of batteries.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Professor Rox also says, all I know is that Pokemon Violet and Scarlet will run great. I mean, I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Nikai said on Twitch, Mario Kart Plus. That was listening for Mario Kart Plus. He just resubbed. Appreciate for the resub. I didn't get the notification. So, unless it popped up, I didn't get the notification on that. But appreciate the resub. Sometimes it's hit and miss. I don't know if I have the notification on every scene. I gotta double check that and see. I should have it on every scene. But yeah, I'm gonna go down now the rumors of games coming. A lot of this was from Nate the Hate, who was the one who also was able to kind of get the correct date on for the Nintendo Switch trailer. And some of them are from some other sources that, like I said, I find credible. Once again, I only kind of talk about sources that I think are legit, because there's also people out there that just randomly, throw out names and games and all that, and I don't trust those sources. So going down that list real quick. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Rainbow Six Siege, Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is coming in 2025, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming in 2026, Halo Master Chief Collection, Flight Simulator, Red Dead Redemption 2. I put Mario Kart 9, but the next Mario Kart. New 3D Mario game. I put Red Dead Redemption 2 twice for some reason. Metaphor ReFantazio, Persona 3 Reloaded, Reload, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Fallout 4, Tekken 8, FIFA, which, yeah, FIFA's always on everything. Elden Ring, or like, not FIFA, but like, what do they call it? EA Sports FC, I think it's called now. Elden Ring, the Jedi games, like Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, Monster Hunter Wilds, and the Resident Evil games. These are all a list of games that are supposed to be coming to the Switch 2. If you notice, when it comes to this list, everything is third party. And
by the way,
yeah,
the Resident Evil games, and if they bring Kingdom Hearts and all that stuff, like if you bought it on Switch and they don't give you an upgrade path to get off the cloud versions, and they make you pay full price for that crap again, that is such crap. That's such nonsense. So hopefully they give people that own the cloud versions an upgrade path if those do indeed come out to Switch 2 natively.
That'd be nice. I feel like companies wouldn't do that, but that would be nice for all of those.
It'd be the right thing to do.
Version. Yeah. I mean, honestly speaking, one of the things was that supposedly they had a version of Resident Evil 7 playing on the original Switch, but they didn't like it, and they scrapped it for the cloud version. But now they're going to upgrade that build to kind of put it on the Switch too, which would be cool. Like, honestly speaking, I will probably buy... I mean, it's hard to say because I already own Persona 3 Reload. But like Metal Gear Solid Delta, like I would probably buy that on the Switch 2 if it comes out around that same time, just so I have a game to play on there. Master Chief Collection, maybe just to have an Xbox game on a Nintendo platform, I would probably buy it on there too. And if it comes in a cartridge, even better. Like, get a physical version, I would definitely do that. What else? Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Rebirth, I will buy it again.
That'd be cool. I'll buy that for sure.
New, of course, Mario, I would. That's pretty much about it. Like Elden Ring, maybe, maybe not. Monster Hunter Wilds, maybe, maybe not. Like the rest of these third-party games is a big maybe. Metal Gear Solid Delta, because it's not out yet. So if I have to choose a platform, I would just choose Nintendo Switch.
I have something that
Yeah.
I think would be an interesting. That is kind of apropos to this.
Mhm.
Do you think that let's assume this is a 1080p screen? Do you think Nintendo releases updates for some of the prominent first-party games like your Breath of the Wild's, Tears of the Kingdoms, the ones that could use a little more horsepower? Do you think they release an update that makes them more efficient and run smoother on a Switch 2, or do you think that's just going to be locked to what it is? Like, I'd even pay it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how like when the PS5 Pro, like Square Enix released Final Fantasy VII Rebirth PS5 Pro patch and all the rest. Like, I wonder if Nintendo would do something like that, because there's a lot of games on the Switch that could really use a little bump to make them significantly better. So I think that might be interesting to speculate about.
And
So
that's the main thing I'm looking forward to, is what would the games look like now on the Switch 2 with Tears of the Kingdom, all these Xenoblade games, so on and so forth. Do they need to add a patch to it, or will they just rely off of DLSS to make the magic? I want to see that, if anything. That's my most anticipated thing. Is like, okay, we have a more powerful Switch. Are we going to still get the same results from the older Switch games, or are we actually going to get actual good performance updates for these? Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I heard a theory that apparently the way the Switch games like are run on the OG Switch, it should be that the companies don't need to do an update. That if you actually plug it in or pop it into the Switch 2, it would automatically kind of adapt to the power of the Switch 2. I don't know if that's credible, but one of the theories was just the way they run. That's why it is that way. Because they have such a dynamic like frame rate and resolution, and that's just the way every Switch game runs. Which, it could make sense, right? Like Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a perfect example, where as you play, of course, it lowers the resolution, depending on the more intensive areas, and then when you go to the more open areas, it higher the resolution, and you get a more steady frame rate. Where with this, you would just get the better graphics fidelity overall, because it knows the power of the Switch 2. But I mean, I would prefer an update that just makes everything better, make it 4K compatible, stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's because Switch games have a minimum requirements when developers make the game.
Yeah.
Even though the Switch is 720p screen, they'd still say the game has to have at least work on a minimum like resolution requirement. And isn't it like 480p or like 540p?
I don't think so, because I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is a lot less than that.
Or it might even be like like 60. Like that's like the lowest like you can go, right?
I think.
So
let's see.
Like with scaling, like if all the games are already coded to be run at a certain resolution that Nintendo requires, doing the whole like upscaling, like it would make it easier, because like, hey, this game is already designed, hey, it can go down to 320 or 360 or 540 or 480, 720, 1080. Like it already has all those resolutions like built into the game. So you're stancing, hey, like the way it's coded, it should just be a seamless, like, hey, it's just gonna run better on its own because of how it's coded, the hardware that it's run on.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense.
So yeah, it's saying
Hopefully
Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 runs between 378p and 540p in handheld.
See,
that's handheld. This is why we play on
but
TV.
That's what I mean. Like they've already coded the game to run at a low resolution.
Yeah.
Right. So like popping that into a Switch 2, like your standpoint, like it should just be plug and play. There shouldn't be a lot of like patches and updates that they'll have to do. Like the game is already gonna run better.
Yeah.
Because it's built into it.
Yeah, and that was the theory. It's just the way, like you were saying, like the Switch is already designed that way. That it should be plug and play by nature, which would make every game, at least higher resolution frame rates. Maybe they will have to do an update to unlock the frame rate. But there's a lot of games that have unlocked frame rate, like Monster Hunter Stories has unlocked frame rates on the Switch. Which
the only thing I could see them doing for patches would be like for textures or like assets and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like I'm excited to see what the Switch 2 brings. Like honestly, it's a day one buy for me. There's nothing that this thing can do that like. What was that?
Email. Let me know when pre-order is live. Like I've already set all that out.
Yeah, I recommend for anybody wanting to Switch 2, start saving your money now, because knowing Nintendo, they like to shadow drop pre-order dates or anything like that, and I feel like this is one of those things they might go on, available right after this Direct or whatever to buy, and then everybody's gonna be going crazy trying to get one. And I hope the one thing I heard from OJ Player Essence, he wrote it on Twitter, was that he heard that Nintendo had delayed it because they wanted to have enough production units or enough units for pre-orders, which they say they have around 20 million units for orders, which I think it's more than any other company. Like Sony on the PS5, I think had a lot less than that. So that's good news. Good news, meaning it might be a little bit easier to get one. It's up to now the retailers to kind of limit who gets one versus who gets like 10.
It's still gonna
Nintendo's
be
saying they're gonna create enough to not have a supply problem. Like they've kind of gone on record to say that. I don't think you say that unless you feel confident about your numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're just fully prepping for scalpers at this point. I mean, because I think the Switch 2,
unfortunately,
I think the Switch 2 is going to be still going to be reasonably priced. Have you guys like predicted your prices yet? Because I'm thinking that this thing is probably going to be like maybe between 400 to 450 for this thing.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
4.
Yeah, that's a
I think it's
reasonable
4.
price.
Yeah.
So it'll be easy for most people to get the console, but it'll be really easy for scalpers to just mass buy the hell out of these things and scalp them up to like 2 or 3 times the original MSRP. So
yeah,
Nintendo did all that stuff mainly because they want to make sure actual consumers get the product. So
yeah, it's already been not rumored, it's been speculated it's gonna be $400. And I think that makes sense perfectly when it comes to the price point that Nintendo tries to sell you at. Like, it's still going to be geared towards kids, right? Nintendo is that console. Nintendo knows that the kids are the majority, so they're not going to bring it higher than 400 for parents. Like, I would actually not be surprised if it sells at 350. Right, they hit 350 as the mark there because they want it so that parents can buy it for their kids. 400 is still pretty high, right? But at the same time, you look at it, like how many parents are buying kids PS5s and Xbox Series X. I mean, my kids have a PS5, right? And that's $400. I got the digital version, so that's $400. But like $400 is standable. Like they try to ask me for a PS5 Pro. The answer is no. I'm not buying a PS5 Pro because that's $800. No, or $700.
Well, if you sold the original, it wouldn't be $800. Just
true. But knowing me, I usually don't sell the original. I usually keep it and move it somewhere else. Like when the PS4 Pro, I had the original PS4. I kept that as well. Right. I still have the Steam Deck. I have the Steam Deck OLED as well. So why? I don't know. Oh. My kids use the OG Steam Deck now. Just barely. But yeah, I think $400 it's safe to say $400. I think that's the smart way to go.
Yeah.
What is, before we end the podcast, what is the one thing you want to see on the new Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2? I'm sorry. What is the one thing you want to see at launch?
Like software wise, like a game?
It can be software, it can be hardware, it can be anything. Doesn't have to be like a game. It doesn't have to be, it could be a feature. It could be, an accessory. I don't know, anything.
It would be cool. Like if they had a GameCube emulator for people that are like premium Nintendo Switch online members. But the thing above all else that I'm looking for are better sticks. If they give me better sticks, I will be so hyped for this thing, even though I hate the colors. That's my biggest thing. Better sticks and GameCube emulation, and just give me all the rest of the Nintendo goodness that I know is going to come our way eventually, and it'll be all right.
Well, I mean, there's a rumor that there's 2 SKUs for the Switch, so there could be another color out there for you.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think one of the leaks when they showed it off was that it comes in black and white.
So I'd be totally down with that.
Yeah, go Panda. Yeah, white accents.
Oh wait, you mean the whole unit's white, or do you mean like the
whole unit's white? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't want that. I'd rather have the blue and the pink.
No, if they were smart, I think they would just leave it the way that it is with black, and the accent colors would be white.
Yeah, that's what I would be okay with, like accents. But then I don't think both sides could be white because I think that's like the whole like duality thing to know like what side goes to what. Yeah. So if they did like a white and a red.
If you look at the video, they have a marker on the inside. There's a minus sign on one side and a plus sign on the other, so it tells you which side the controller goes to.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I agree it says that, but I'm like maybe I don't know if Nintendo wants it more overt, to like let people know the side that it goes on.
And well, there's someone I was watching one like the Nintendo Live video, and they said that like there's a chance just so people, because it's symmetrical, like the way the controllers go in, right? Like it's symmetrical. So they were talking about like they want to make sure that people aren't putting them in the wrong way. Like they might overlook that minus and plus sign, and
So
they're
they're
talking about
color
maybe
coded too.
well, not the color coded, but the like let's say the blue one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if someone flipped the blue one 180 degrees vertically and try to stick it in, right?
Yeah.
Because the controller is symmetrical, the way that it's laid out. So they were talking about like, well, if they make sure that where it's magnetic, they reverse the polarity, where it's positive and negative on the top side, and then negative to positive on the bottom side. So you can only put the controllers in one way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Nintendo is smart of usually not overlooking things. Like Joy-Con drift is very, very rare. Like lose.
Well, I think that was like part of their game plan, to be honest.
Joy-Con drift.
You'd hope.
No, the
Right,
fact
fixing it.
No, the fact that like it became an issue with like, hey, we're not going to put Hall effects in here. We're just going to put regular sticks because it works. It's fine. They're not going to over engineer something for that specific issue. But then like all this stuff start coming up. Like, well, okay, now we'll address it. But I think they designed it that way to where like hey, we can sell more units technically. We'll buy replacements. Yeah. It's a consumer's market. Things aren't built to last as long as they were like back in like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Things actually are built to slowly wear down and tear out, and then they got to be replaced. And I think Nintendo and the execs were like, hey, if it wears out, they're just buy another Joy-Con,
Yeah. And then
I
they
think that
got
was
and
then
the
they got
lawsuit.
Yeah.
I said like three pairs of Joy-Cons to Nintendo, and they replaced them with brand new ones, which is nice. They didn't give you the same. And I do really think they fixed it, because with these, I've had since Skyward Sword came out, and I did not get any type of drift. I do really think they fixed it. The other ones that I had haven't gotten drift at all. All of them.
Dude, man, I put it in the Discord. I replaced my Joy-Con sticks on my Skyward Sword Joy-Cons with Gully Kit Hall Effects ones because I'm like, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah,
like, I use that a lot, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do it myself, and they feel great.
Professor Rock says, yes, 350 is the price of the OLED. So instead, we get at 400, which makes more sense for a new system. And he says, I want to see it in my hands, but a bunch of emulators like Virtual Boy and a better remote. Yeah,
Virtual Boy, I don't know. Those games aren't like. I mean, they were novel in 3D or in quote unquote red and black 3D or whatever, but or virtual reality. But yeah, red. Yeah,
it was just straight red.
But in 2025, we have a lot more robust options to play then. I mean, like maybe for like history's sake, it'd be kind of interesting to have those available just to kind of view again. But that system failed for a reason. That's all I gotta say.
If you really want to experience Virtual Boy that badly, I mean, there's a certain machine here that can actually do that for you. If you just search hard enough, it'll be great. Okay.
That's true. The 3DS.
That's your closest thing. This is your closest thing to Virtual Boy experience, if anything.
All right.
All I gotta say about that.
Fan and Ash, what's that one thing that you want the Nintendo Switch to do, have, whatever? Nintendo Switch 2, I'm sorry.
You want to go first, Fan?
No, you can go first. I want to see what you say.
I'm a simple man. Can we just have VRR, please? That's what I want. I'm asking
Nintendo, the VRR company.
I'm just a simple ask. Can we have VRR so we have freaking NVIDIA G-Sync or AMD FreeSync? Like, bro, I'm trying to maximize this TV with the Switch, but the Switch is not doing a good job maximizing my TV. So even if we don't get 4K out of the system, give me VRR. At least that.
I mean, you need HDMI 2.1 also to be able to do that. So
yeah, but at this point, they can't.
No.
Yeah.
So I put in the partner chat, but it was from Wario 64 when the motherboards were leaked. They like went through like all the parts and stuff like that, and the rumor is the Switch 2 does have HDMI 2.1.
Okay.
You'd expect to.
Thank God.
I mean, there's a chance. There's a good chance.
A chance. That I'm willing to take that. So, but yeah, that's all for me.
All right. What about you, Fan?
I mean, I would really love to have that second screen, that patent. I hope they come out with it. And then
you're the second screen king.
Hey man,
you already got yourself a Switch to it
do.
There. Like
technically,
you technically did. Yeah,
but it'd be I would like them to do that, and then they would just add on to Nintendo Switch Online, like do another tier for like 3DS and 2DS games.
What if your maybe this is a little bit far fetched, but what if your current screen you can just attach it to the Switch 2 and you get your second screen that way?
That'd be so
No
dope.
way they don't sell something proprietary. They're gonna.
I
they're gonna
know
sell
it
some
has to be
proprietary
proprietary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. For me, the one feature that I wanted to have, it's not really make or break, but will definitely make it a bigger impact than me, is some type of ambient music in every single menu.
You're right.
Give me eShop music,
You're right.
home screen
Oh.
music, like Nintendo Online music, like that.
Mhm.
That would be.
What if,
Uh-huh.
what if they had the Nintendo Music app on like smartphones? What if they just like threw that app in the Nintendo Switch 2 and you could have it play any
In the background?
like a playlist?
Yo,
Yeah,
I
like
would-
you could have it play anything. That'd be
I
amazing.
would customize it. Like I would literally
Yeah,
just put
exactly,
the
like a
Wii Shop
playlist.
channel music when I open up
Please.
like
There
the
you go.
eShop.
That'd
Like
be so cool if they did that.
Please.
that is the one thing. Like
Dude,
simple. It's simple. It shouldn't take up that much, right? Like on the
Right.
Steam Deck, that was one of the one things I did. I put the plug in and I have music playing in the background. I switched it to like Vita music, to like Wii U music, to Wii, like whatever the case might be. I changed the sound effects. But it's I don't know. It's a big thing for Nintendo because they were the first to do that with the Wii, and and everybody loves it. Like how many people still they know the Wii Shop song, they know the Me Channel music.
That's
Right,
the
there's a-
most used song ever in
Yeah.
meme
Very sampled.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everywhere because it's iconic. 3DS had music. The DSi had music. They added like the music stuff to it. Wii U had it. The Switch was the only thing that didn't. And to me, it's kind of it was a letdown of that. I feel like when I turn on the Switch OS and I look at it, I'm like, man, this is sad. Like
Soulless.
it's
Extremely
boring.
So
Yeah.
here, so I have a thing with you wanting to do music. I just
Mm-hmm.
something just popped into my head. So the dock. You know how there's that little bit of screen, right? How
Yeah.
it doesn't go as completely flush.
Yeah.
And there's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit of screen.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did do the music, right? And there's a little just ticker across that, and it actually tells you what song.
What
is
song has
playing.
been playing?
Oh, that'd be so dope. I like
Nintendo
that.
wouldn't
my,
do
my,
that.
my Switch is like so far away from my like where I sit, like I wouldn't be able to see it.
It becomes a projector and it projects into your eyes.
Yeah.
So like you can
Yeah,
see it
there
through
you
your
go.
retinas. Like,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I don't know. Music would be a huge plus. Like if I turn on this and it has music, like when you first turned on the Nintendo Switch, it did the snapping noise, and that's it. Never again. Like you turn on the Switch now from scratch, it makes nothing. It just
Yeah.
you have the logo and then it goes in.
It does make the Switch intro, but it's not every time. Obviously.
No, it's only the first time setup. The first time setup was the only time it did
that's
it.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, so
every
even
other
when you
time
fully shut it off and turn it back on,
it doesn't do
you
it.
won't see. Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah.
Because I was giving that a chance against the DS in my video I uploaded this
Yeah.
mornings, because I was saying, hey, even the DS, hey, it has a boring menu, but at least it had a really good damn intro that's still iconic to this very day. It
Yep.
still has that, right?
Mhm.
But like, damn, I didn't even know this on Switch. I didn't know that was the only time we'll
Yeah.
play the intro. That's crazy.
Hey, the DS is so iconic that it's a level in Smash Bros. Like the DS, like
Yes,
Picto
it
Chat,
is.
like
Picto
Picto
Chat,
Chat.
yeah. It's iconic, and it's sad that Miiverse had a level and they took it out in Smash Bros. Ultimate. But that was like that was also like Miiverse was cool. Like bring back Miiverse. I really enjoyed Miiverse. I mean, I get it. We have current social media, which is not the best, but like Miiverse was cool because it was just game
That'll be our
centric.
new social media. Picto Chat will be our new social media.
Hey, I'm down for
We're bringing it back.
Yes,
I mean,
let's do it.
Okay, so the thing is, yeah, I understand what you're saying, James, but social media was still prevalent even when Miiverse was out, and people were still
Yeah.
hopping into Miiverse and still posting whatever they want
Yeah.
to post in there and stuff.
Well,
It was still a good feature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool. I enjoyed it because you had different game. It was like a forum, more like a forum, right? You had different games and people would post, and you had different threads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
it was-
think
it
that
was
was
fun
that was
stuff.
cool. I would go
Yeah.
through just to see the different like artwork they put or the different screenshots of people finding stuff.
Like
it was
in
cool.
Mario 3D World, like how they like put like tips and stuff for levels,
Yeah.
like drawings of things. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that. Like that's unfortunately, I feel like that's old Nintendo. That's Iwata Nintendo, right? And Furukawa probably doesn't care. But
Right.
I would
Which
hope that
that's-
there's some
that
magic.
sucks. I hope that's not the case. I hope he tries to keep some of that Iwata magic
Mhm.
to the next iteration of the Switch and stuff, because yeah, that's the biggest thing I'm noticing is that like as we get new hardware and everything, it just becomes even less and less Nintendo-ish
Yeah.
when you pick it up and stuff, right? So it's just I don't know.
Yeah. One last thing before we end the podcast. I was watching IGN's video of like every every Nintendo product revealed like trailer. They showed like all the different commercials and ads and stuff like that. And when I got to the 3DS trailer is it's so good and it made me cry a little because it shows the Triforce, right? Iwata, Reggie, and Miyamoto. And it's like, man, like if you remember back in that era, like all three of them were always there, and you knew you were getting something great because they were always around. Like it really felt like they were a best friend group.
Squad.
Yeah, they were a squad, and they were happy to like show you these things. Where for Carl, you never see the guy, like
Barely.
like you never
Remember
see.
that Star Fox thing, like where they were all Muppets?
Yeah, that was so cool. The Smash Bros. Trailer where Reggie and Iwata are fighting. Like,
yeah, just to showcase the me's and Smash. Like, bro, see, listen, I don't like to glaze CEOs too much, but those three minus Miyamoto because he wasn't CEO. Those three were amazing.
Yeah,
Like you see them, you could tell they were passionate about this stuff. It was great, man. And I wish Richie didn't have to retire because he didn't have to. He just wanted to because he wanted to do something else. But
yeah.
damn,
I think
man.
he felt because of Iwata not being there. Like Miyamoto's just there because to guide the new people, and then even then, it's like it's gonna be sad to see him when he retires because Miyamoto's like almost 80, right?
Yeah,
No, I think he's almost 70. I think
He's almost
yeah,
70?
almost 70. Almost
Okay.
70.
Yeah,
he's
so
like 67, maybe. Let me see.
Damn,
Damn,
he's getting up there in age.
James, you gave him extra 10 years, bro.
He's
Jeez.
actually, he's 72. He's 72.
72. Yeah, so I'm not too far off. Like,
No.
but like, I mean, that's gonna be a sad day. Like once I don't even want to think about that
Well, that'd
day.
be a
But
very
it will be a
sad
sad day when they're in. I don't even want to think about that day. Anyways, yeah, that's our podcast for today. Nintendo Switch 2. Super excited. We will continue to discuss like rumors and stuff like that as they come about. But we're excited.
And we'll do a live stream.
Everybody has. Yeah, I was gonna say,
comes up.
did everybody take April 2nd off? Because I know me and Fan did. You did.
Oh,
Okay.
April 2nd. I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Put it in
Gotta
now.
do that because we
What
will
day-
stream that. And what I'm planning is after the stream, we will end the live stream and probably restart it with a podcast. I gotta figure out how we're gonna do that, but we might do like a special podcast that same day to discuss it, to get the hype out and
Bro.
just have fun about it. Like it's gonna be a fun day. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Why on a Wednesday though, bro? Why can they just do it on a
told you.
Friday?
2 minutes, 22 seconds.
I know.
2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days.
They're very
I
dedicated to this
know.
shit.
I know you said that, but still, come on, bro. On a Wednesday, bro.
Just do it. Just request a day. I'll say, hey, I got something really important.
You know what they should have done? They should have just done February 2nd. That would have only been like 3 weeks,
Like
2 or 3 weeks from now. And
No, man.
I
what
would
day
have
of
been
the week is
so much
February
better
2nd,
with that.
you know?
I would have been so much better with that
I don't
because
know.
hey, I'll get the information I need to know about the Switch 2 a lot earlier, so I would have been fine with that.
Now, if they did February 5th, then it'd be 25-25.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with April.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second would be a Sunday too, by the way. So that would have been even better.
Yeah, there
It's
is.
so far out.
It
We've
is.
got enough time.
Yeah,
no,
you have
no.
enough time to request.
I know, I
off.
was just kidding.
I would.
I was just complaining if I
Professor Rock said it's a Sunday. Yeah. But yeah, like I honestly, I'm okay with April 2nd. Like that's enough time. There's apparently there's a direct next month that's only gonna be on Nintendo Switch games, which of course nothing to do with Switch 2. Which Nintendo always does a direct in February, so we can be planning on that to see probably the final list, I would assume, of Switch games. Maybe not the final, but like a big portion of like the final games. Maybe the final games from Nintendo. Maybe we might get the final Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD and Metroid Prime collection and all that.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking they also might showcase Metroid Prime 4 next month and say, hey, listen, this looks good on the Switch, but if you want to get a better experience, wait until April to play it on the Switch 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
I hope they do. I hope they do something like that because I have a feeling that they might like use that game in particular to just further upsell you towards the Switch, if anything like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that's all that we have for today's podcast. Appreciate everybody for joining. As always, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Follow over if you're on Twitch as well, and vice versa. Follow on Twitch. Subscribe to YouTube. Professor Rock, thank you for that membership. We appreciate you for becoming a member of Seed. You guys don't know that, but the membership is called Seed.
Of course it is.
I wonder where that's from.
Yeah, I wonder where that's from. Yeah, I've never heard that. But yeah, we appreciate that subscription or that membership there, and appreciate everybody else for joining us today. We will be back, of course, next Sunday for the podcast. I will have probably 2 videos up this week because my video for last week I didn't get to finish. Excuse me, I didn't get to finish, and I will have my own Switch 2 thoughts, my personal thoughts on there as well, so I'll have that video up there as well. Don't forget to check out Ash's video. He just uploaded a video, I believe it was today, right?
Yeah, today.
Did you upload? So today, discussing his thoughts on the Switch 2. So definitely check out his video. Ash, where can they catch you at?
They can catch me at Astrostorium on YouTube. Yep, like James said, I released a video. It's basically me yapping for 7 minutes about a particular feature that I want to return, and it already existed on previous Nintendo consoles. So hopefully, with my begging and please Nintendo, implement it to the Switch 2 so I can have more fun Nintendo memories, please. That's all I gotta say.
What about you, fan? Where can they catch you at?
They can catch me at here on Sundays and sometimes on Thursdays on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, all the socials. And it's all the same.
What about you, Brian? Where can they catch you at?
I am at Red So Deep on Blue Sky. Quick side note, I listened to the podcast last week. The name of the game is Mouthwashing. Ash, you said mouthwash, I think, and that's a fine product, but it's mouthwashing. That was the game I was playing.
Yeah.
Just wanted to correct
Makes
that.
sense.
Okay,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I knew it was it was
You're close.
something along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologize for last week's podcast. I didn't know my microphone was having all that background noise. Blame NVIDIA, not me. Blame NVIDIA. Their noise suppression doesn't always work for some reason. But anyways, and as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter, where I upload videos. Well, I will start uploading videos weekly once again. And of course, we have the podcast every Sunday, group stream every Thursday, and a solo stream every Friday. Next Friday, I will be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, probably on the ROG Ally, just to show performance and how it plays on the ROG Ally. I was thinking of just doing straight from my PC, but I was like, you know what? Like, why not just test it on the ROG Ally and see how it runs there? Of course, using my capture card. So that's more than likely what I'm going to be doing next week, next Friday. And then Thursday, group stream, probably Marvel Rivals, which is the game we've been playing for the past, month now? I'll say.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Thank you, fan. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Brian. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.